tell me what happened with the bees that were originally located at the Rose Garden and have since been transferred?
Yeah, so we became a bee city in 2019. We built our observation hive in 2020, so they've been there off and on for a few years. For right now, they are having to overwinter off-site because our current observation hive is not built to allow them to overwinter in that location. And so we were planning on moving them out anyway for winter here in a few months, but we decided to go ahead and make that move a little bit early so that we would have time to transfer the bees over to the Goodman Museum so that we could create a more ideal habitat for them here.
Okay, can you tell me what an ideal habitat looks like for a bee?
Yeah, so of course bees need a lot of things just like people do. They need their food, they need their water, they need their safety within their space they're living. So our hive is offering them their shelter, and we wanted to create a space that had much more pollinator friendly garden, and then also create more space for visitors to enjoy them. And we were looking here at the Goodman Museum as a location to transfer them to from the Rose Garden, because the Rose Garden is so vast and it is more focused on roses. We wanted to move them to a location where we could plant much more pollinator friendly plants, create an actual pollinator garden here on site for them, and really kind of make it a much more beneficial space for them.
Okay. And were they causing any issues in terms of guests at the Rose?
No,
like
bees are actually really gentle. You know, I think they get a bad rap. They've got a bad PR team, but we're working to clear their name and give them a little bit better PR. But bees are very gentle and weren't causing any issues with guests. It basically boiled down to the fact that in order to protect our roses, sometimes we do have to spray a more harmful chemical than we would prefer to as part of our integrated pest management plan. And we wanted to make sure that the safety of the bees was more important, and moving them here means that we can ensure their safety.
Okay. And how much does a project like this cost in terms of transferring them, building them a new hive, or are you just using the same one? Or?
So we are very lucky that we're going to be able to move the actual foundation, the actual outside of the hive here, so that'll cost nothing for us to do. And then we are working with Daniel Lennon with Flint Farms and Apiaries and some local high schools that he has bee programs with to help us build a brand new observation hive that they'll actually be able to overwinter in. So they'll be able to stay here year-round rather than coming and going, and it'll be much more conducive to their lifestyle in the winter, because bees, particularly in the winter when they get cold, they basically just huddle up and shiver for a few months and they don't have a whole lot to eat. That's why you see bees coming out in the trash more in the fall. They're also looking for sugars because of course all the plants are dead, so they're looking for different forms of ways to subsidize their diets. So hopefully here we can help provide more of those things for them to make overwintering much more successful for them and have a much more long-term hive and colony.
And what is the purpose of having bees on display for people to see?
Yeah, as a Bee City USA, a big part of our mission is promoting pollinators and protecting them. 1 in 3 bites of food that we eat is thanks to pollinators like bees. Without them, there would be tons of crops that we don't have access to because they would either be much more expensive to grow or not able to grow at all. And a lot of people don't think about the meat and dairy industry as well. A lot of them are dependent on pollinated plants like alfalfa and clover. Those are a lot of plants that livestock feed on. So, you know, I don't want to pay for a $60 hamburger. I'm going to protect the bees. And they do a lot of other things. Bees are not our only pollinators, but they are the most visible one. They are very prominent here in Texas, and you know, along with other animals like hummingbirds, they're going through a migration right now down to Mexico, so people might see a lot more hummingbirds. We are just trying to get the word out about pollinators, be that more positive PR for them, and it creates a great opportunity here at the Goodman for visitors to come and see what those bees are doing, get an up close and personal look at them, because I know a lot of people get scared of bees. They're not that scary, they're actually very interesting, and we just want to make those opportunities for people to learn about them so that they can understand when they're spraying harmful chemicals in their yard or when they're choosing their foods, if they are making smarter choices that can help protect those bees. It boils down to the fact that we want to do the best thing for our bees here in Texas, and we want to promote that bees and other pollinators are super important to our ecosystem.
Absolutely. Are these bees going to be producing honey?
So all bees produce honey. We are not collecting that honey. We are allowing those bees to go back and eat it themselves. That's usually what they produce honey for. So there's not an over creation of honey that just goes right back into that colony and feeds that colony.
Gotcha. So the bees here, this colony, you cannot expect to be getting honey from them.
No, you can't. But we have our East Texas Beekeepers Association have several different apiaries here in town where you can purchase honey from, and it's all incredibly delicious. We do a really great event in June, our Bee Day in the Garden, and we really support and promote bees and our beekeepers at that event. We are hoping to do more with the Goodman to help promote our bees. The Goodman Museum has a big event that they do in the spring that is an artisan garden market, so that'll tie in directly with that as well, and we're kind of just layering all that over the top of each other and really getting the word out about protecting our pollinators.
And does the city own the museum?
Yes, the city has owned this property for a very long time. We have a Parks and Rec employee who manages the property and also hosts several special events.
Do you have anything else you want to add?
If people want more information about Bee City USA, they can contact us at keeptylerbeautiful.com or go email us at k2ib@tylertexas.com, or they can, if they have more interest in becoming a beekeeper, they can look at ETBA's website. They have a lot of great resources and Facebook page as well. We'd love for more people to get more involved in beekeeping and helping us take care of bees.